the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Coming up on the news at noon, new details in the deadly car crash on Rock Creek Parkway from earlier this week. What we've learned as of right now. And later, we're stretching your dollar this afternoon if you use Ticketmaster for upcoming events. Stay with us. We may have something for you to shop differently.
Well, happy St. Patty's Day. It's a little bit soggy out there. Not going to be a complete washout. We'll continue to see the showers throughout your day today before we dry out heading into the weekend. So definitely keep it here. We'll have a look at that forecast in just a bit.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Shanika Grimshaw in for Mark Hall. We continue to learn more about the deadly car crash that happened earlier this week on Rock Creek Parkway. 3 people died and 2 others sent to the hospital. We now know the driver who died was a Lyft driver. Meantime, we're learning the car at fault has more than $12,000 in unpaid speeding tickets. It's something we see uproar about on social media nearly every time there's a dangerous situation involving a car, because it's easy to look up how many tickets someone has if they have their license plate. The Lexus SUV that was involved in the deadly crash had racked up 44 speeding and red light tickets in less than a year. The driver of this car was averaging just under 5 tickets for dangerous driving behaviors each month. Now the crash happened after the SUV sped away from the attempted traffic stop, and it is unclear why park police were pulling the car over. But you cannot be pulled over for unpaid tickets in the city. And rather, your car can be booted for just 2 outstanding tickets, but there are stipulations for booting cars, such as they have to be parked on the street, not in a parking garage, and the Department of Public Works has limited resources to find and boot cars.
You need bodies, you need, the mechanisms and resources in place to remove these vehicles and then to impound them. And I just don't think that here in the district we have the capacity really to uphold that policy.
On top of the resource issue, the district has been working to enforce reciprocity with neighboring states, Virginia and Maryland. As it stands right now, neither state will make a driver pay the district for these tickets. That leads to millions in unpaid fines. Thursday was yet another day with violent incidents by metro stations. One of those incidents was a sexual assault. Police say it happened on a train. DC News Now's Tosin Fakile has more details and reaction from riders at the downtown Largo station.
Police say a man is in custody in that sexual assault incident that happened by this downtown Largo station. And what happened here is just one of violent incidents that happened by metro stations on Thursday.
I mean, it's very concerning. I mean, you're coming to a public place trying to get, point A to point B. It's very concerning.
And that's the general sentiment from many Metro riders after hearing about 2 different incidents by Metro stations. Officials say at about 9:30 Thursday night, someone assaulted a person on a train near downtown Largo station. But that incident did not disrupt Metro rail service. About 5 hours earlier, by a different Metro station, one man was stabbed, another shot by a transit police officer. Police say 2 men in their 20s were fighting on a circulator bus, got off the bus, and one man pulled out a knife and stabbed the other. Detectives say a witness flagged down a Metro Transit police officer working at the Anacostia station. The officer demanded the man drop the knife. When that did not happen, the officer fired a single shot, hitting the man. Catherine Fuller, who sometimes uses the Largo station, said hearing about a sexual assault is scary.
But when a woman or a man is, using the public transportation, they should feel safe. And if that's not possible, someone needs to fix it.
And we just want to point out this station, downtown Largo station, is not on the list of stations receiving extra attention from police. But the downtown Largo station, I'm Tosin Fakile for DC News Now.
In Maryland, one school system is enhancing its security with artificial intelligence. Charles County Public Schools will soon use AI security cameras. These will be used outdoors. Now, CCPS says the AI can detect the presence of guns at schools, and then it takes a photo and notifies staff members. Now, the equipment is set to be installed at the end of this school year. All right, we're heading over to Brittany Ward with a check on the latest forecast. Brittany, are we going to get good weather for St. Patty's Day?
You know, Shanika, not really. It's going to be dreary. We're going to be tracking some showers, but it's not going to be a washout. So any plans you guys have today, just pack a light rain jacket. Take a look at satellite and radar showing you the overall picture. We are keeping that eye out on that storm system slowly approaching the DMV. Already starting to see a few showers across the area, mainly in eastern panhandle of West Virginia, portions of Hagerstown, Germantown, and portions of the district as well. Live look at Hagerstown showing you it's pretty soggy out there, some wet roads, but overall not going to be a complete washout. This is going to be the scene we are going to see all day long, just those light spotty showers, here and there. That's what we're going to see throughout your Friday. Temperatures right now, they are still fairly warm out there. We're talking about the upper 50s here in the nation's capital, 50 there in Hagerstown, 45 as you head over there to the mountain counties. And overall, temperatures today will still be on the warmer side. We do have those light winds shifting out of the south, which is ushering in some of that warmer air that we're going to be seeing as we head through your day today. And overall highs today still on the warmer side, holding on to the 60s across the board. 64 is expected to be the high there in D.C., 67 as you head over there to Fredericksburg, Virginia, 60 there in Hagerstown. Now, these showers will continue as we head into the evening, but then we do start to dry out as we head into the weekend. So definitely keep it here. Shanika, we'll talk about that in just a bit.
All right. Thank you, Brittany. All right. Consumers may be overpaying hundreds of dollars to hear their favorite music artists live. It comes as the ticket selling market is under deep scrutiny on Capitol Hill. And after looking into the different prices offered online for similar seats, consumer reporter Ben Dennis shows us how to stretch your dollar.
Ticketmaster has come under fire from music fans and lawmakers alike for processing issues, for technical glitches, and resellers upcharging those admission prices into the hundreds of dollars more. But we found searching online and a little bit of addition, plus looking into the fine print, can stretch consumers' dollars.
It was actually crazy because, people have bills to pay.
That's Brianna Manyfield's concern about the cost, a common gripe among concert goers.
Like, whoa, this is insane.
Part of her frustration comes with not knowing if music fans are getting the best deal. Ticketmaster and parent company Live Nation have been criticized by lawmakers, claiming they're a monopoly in the live event industry. They're largely the first place to offer tickets for major events, but once they hit the market, resellers can step in and offer seats for higher prices.
The website we went on took advantage of us because, it was a $300 upcharge.
We did our own search. Take the Billy Joel Stevie Nicks concert in Baltimore this fall. 2 tickets in one section sold by Ticketmaster amount to $790, but 2 tickets in the same section and row, yet sold by a third party on Ticketmaster's website, amount to $950. That's $160 more. It's not just the ticket prices that differ. Fees do too. Consumer advocates urge ticket buyers to look for fees, some under questionable titles.
You see one price, then when you get to the end, it's like, okay, we're gonna have like a whole $20-30.
The White House calls them junk fees. Still, they're probably included in the end price and often not seen. Keep an eye out for the fine print.
And because Ticketmaster and some of these third-party websites may look similar to consumers, taking that extra time to compare costs could stretch your dollar and save you into the hundreds. Plus, maybe even go the old-fashioned way, arrive to the box office to avoid some of those fees. More ways to stretch your dollar online at dcnewsnow.com. In the newsroom, Ben Dennis, back to you.
Financial leaders are working to restore confidence in the nation's banking system. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told lawmakers that the system is okay even after the collapse of several smaller banks this week. She testified on Capitol Hill yesterday. She had planned to discuss the president's budget, but lawmakers instead grilled her on the health of the U.S. banking system. The fall of Silicon Valley Bank last weekend marked the second largest bank failure in U.S. history. Since then, Wall Street has struggled with a lot of people on edge.
I can reassure the members of the committee that our banking system is sound and that Americans can feel confident that their deposits will be there when they need them.
Now, Yellen says uninsured deposits may or may not be protected. She says the Treasury may protect them if failing to do so would risk significant economic consequences. It's been 1 week since the collapse of two large regional banks since that began. Now, Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor joins us with the latest.
The banking system overall is safe and sound.
After the collapse of two large U.S. banks in a span of 48 hours, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen defended the federal government's response during a Senate hearing Thursday.
There was a serious risk of contagion that could have brought down and triggered runs on many banks.
Regulators guaranteed all deposits for Silicon Valley and Signature Bank customers, even those that exceeded the FDIC's $250,000 limit for insurance.
No taxpayer money is being used or put at risk with this action.
But many Republicans argue community banks will bear the brunt of the cost, which will ultimately impact taxpayers. And Idaho Senator Mike Crapo worries how the move could affect future bank failures.
I'm concerned about the precedent of guaranteeing all deposits.
Yellen told South Carolina Senator Tim Scott rising interest rates to combat inflation played a key role in the collapse.
Biden's handling of the economy contributed to these bank failures.
But Virginia Democrat Senator Mark Warner blamed social media in part for Silicon Valley Bank's failure, after depositors rushed to withdraw their money, resulted in a $42 billion bank run.
There is no responsibility for the equivalent of shouting fire in a crowded theater. Forcing that run, using technology as a mechanism to accelerate that, presents a problem.